Welcome back, guys. This is the Vancouver Hustlers Show. I'm your host, Umair.
And I'm your host, Joshua Dara.
And today, we have each other.
Yeah, here we come.
Some kind of
Here we come. Here we come. Here we come.
No special guest today.
No special guest
This
today.
is a 6-month anniversary.
We're switching it up.
Yeah, we're just gonna kick back, go through our old content, and just like reflect, man. It's been like a fast 6 months. We have
19 podcasts
19
uploaded.
podcasts uploaded.
We still have about 15, 16 more to upload, but we're just looking back because January 14th is when we started, so that's about 6 months ago from when we're releasing it today. So we just wanted to
kick back, right?
Kick back. We just want to look back at our very first podcast recorded about 6 months ago, and
Definitely.
here we
So
go.
the first video, how to make mentors.
Because take it in, for a lot of young guys, right? You get out of high school, you don't know who the smart guys are just yet.
Yeah.
It's more so later in life. So for young guys, this is advice for young guys. How can you make smart friends, mentors, and
rewind
when you're shy?
For young guys.
So for young guys, this is advice for young guys.
I'm 18 years old in this.
How can you make smart friends, mentors, but you're shy? Books, audiobooks, YouTube.
That's
Readings,
fine.
right?
Readings, bro.
Soak in as much as knowledge as you can.
Oh, fuck, bro. His spectacles on. Yo, get him in the camera, bro.
Yo.
This guy has Snapchat spectacles.
That's sick,
What
man.
the fuck?
Where'd you cop them, bro? Those are
Bro.
Jeremy, of
Jeremy
course,
Becker.
We gotta get the hook.
He hooked you up?
Jeremy, dude. You gotta hook us up with some Snapchat spectacles.
Yo, Jeremy.
Dude, dab.
Yo, Jeremy, I have a set of eyes too, brother.
Me too, man. Me too. We need some, bro. We need some Snapchat spectacles.
Okay.
With that being said, let's go into the second
Let's go
one.
to the second one. First Power of books.
Oh, okay. This time we got
Awesome.
the hats going on, eh?
Yeah, we both have the hats going on.
What up, guys? It's your boy Umair Khan, and it's your boy Josh Madera, and this is a Josh and Umair show.
Ooh, this is back when we're in the Josh and Umar show. Oh, we're brand as Vancouver Hustlers.
We went back to the editors, right?
Yeah.
If you don't want to work for not necessarily.
This is one of our cleanest. Oh, I actually like that, dude. We should start doing that again.
Let's jump right into it, Josh. Josh has a few things that we are going to discuss today. He's taking over the show, and let's get it, Josh.
All right. First,
Let's skip ours. Let's just go to our guests.
Yeah, let's go to our guess.
'Cause,
Okay, ours are cringe. Ours are cringe.
No, it's not, no. Give us credit where it's due, yo. Ours are freaking fire, but let's just go to our guests.
Okay, first guess, Paul.
Paul. Paul! That's the guy behind the camera right now.
That's the guy behind the camera right now.
Much love.
World Financial Group featuring Paul Mariano.
Ooh.
Episode 3.
Time out. Let's just talk about that for a second. Let's just talk about that for a second.
Whoa.
Let's just talk about
What? No,
World
I don't want
Financial
that
Group.
big.
We
Yo.
all learned a little something last 6 months.
Let's just say Josh was right. No,
All I'm
kidding.
saying is, yo, network marketing's not for everyone. Definitely not for this guy.
Definitely not for you two either.
So, yo, if you're watching this, Raj and Gurdeep, you know, you gotta weigh your odds, you know. Blue Jackets for life.
Awesome. Let's dive in deep. What the?
What kind of intro is that? I never got one of those. PD. Dang. That's how a guy who just woke up looks.
Tell the audience, viewers, people on the podcast, let them know who you are.
Why am I speaking into the microphone?
Just
No, like.
Bro, I don't know. You were inclined to do that earlier today too. Oh shit.
Josh back in high school.
Dude.
And then, was November, October last year?
Pause this.
Paul looks like your uncle you're gonna have at your cookout, like the friendly dad. The friendly dad is gonna bring his kids to live with our kids, you
His
know.
kids, you know, just kick back, have a
Right.
beer.
No, because he goes like
Corona.
this. He's like, I met Josh in high school, and
My question is, is Paul the kind of guy who puts a lime in his Corona or no lime?
No lime?
No lime?
Lime or no lime?
No, no lime.
Inside joke.
No.
That was a great podcast.
That was
What
a
do
great podcast. What did we learn from that podcast?
Network marketing isn't for us, or for me at least.
At that time, it was just you. I thought
Yeah.
It was for you.
it was,
Right.
Yo, I was
Allow it. Right.
But yeah.
Awesome. Let's move on to the next one.
We went to the next one.
Was the
Nah,
next one
skip
just
this one.
us?
This one was just us.
Okay. Gotcha.
Fire podcast, but okay.
Episode
Pause
5.
before we go into this. Okay, episode 5, guys, is when Vancouver Hustlers and turned into Vancouver Hustlers. Everything before that was a Josh and Umair show.
This is where we decided to get guests on our show because not just because we were running dry and we stopped having things to talk about, but more because we wanted to turn it into a platform where other people could share their experiences of getting on the come up or whatever it is. So if you're an entrepreneur, business person, musician, artist, anything that you're aspiring to be in life, we believe that everybody has a story. So and we just stopped being selfish. At that point, it was the Josh and Umair show. And
Yeah, it was a Josh and Umair show. Shout out to Umair. Umair, I know you're watching this, dude. Like, much love to you. It was actually Umair's idea to go with Vancouver Hustlers. He gave us a name, and we ran with it, man. It was like straight fire. After the podcast with him, so our first podcast with Paul, where at that point we realized we're like, yo, we have to have guests on. It just can't be two guys talking. We didn't have much experience either. So once we got Umair spat some fire, and then he kind of...
We just went from there. Yeah, it was his idea to do that, and give credit to Umair Malik.
But honestly, what would you say was a key thing you learned in this podcast?
With Umair?
With Umair Malik?
I'd say relationships, for sure.
Definitely.
Because not just him giving us the idea of like going to sit down with other individuals and learn from them, but also to create relationships.
Well, he didn't give us the idea.
No.
We already had that before we reached out to him.
But he kind of emphasized it to say, like, go do it now. Right?
Yeah, sure, yes.
Yeah, okay, that's fair to say.
But also, I feel like, dude...
Relationships, though, that's the one thing. Because you came on the show, talked about real estate and selling houses and stuff, because he's a real estate agent.
What he made me realize, or maybe made us, or me realize, was he's 26, 25? Yeah. 25.
Turning 26.
Turning 26. Has a Mercedes, has a house, his own house that his parents live in. And he did all this in 2 years.
2 years of being a real estate agent.
And it just showed, like, bro, you know what? At the end of the show, we're gonna say who's the hustler of the year. And right now, Umair's
I don't think at the end of the year.
What you guys talking about, hustler?
No, not at the end of the show. At the end of the year, because it's not fair to say. Yeah, it's not fair to say.
Okay, fine. But definitely, dude, Umair Malik's in that list. And I'm just gonna write him down in the list right now as we speak.
Definitely. On to the next one.
What do you guys think you are over
here? Yo, Nathan is our security guard, sir.
Nathan, kick him out of here, bro. Kick him out
Nathan,
of here.
take care of him, Nathan.
All right.
Umair.
So we definitely...
No, deadass, so, dude. 2 years of hustling, bro. A man's doing some moves.
Buying yourself your own house, Mercedes.
Not
knowing about...
And bro, it's not even the material, dude.
No.
It's like
we're not saying that you're not hustlers or anybody else is.
I'm saying that forget the material, right? Of course, it's a measure of what's in his head. But look at the time spent and see what he's able to accomplish. Not about...
Yeah, the time. That's what we're talking about.
It's not about, like, what you have. It's about what you've given. And what you have. You said yourself, without him the name, you guys took the name and ran with it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look what he's able to do after, right? Success isn't measured, probably can't.
Yo, cut him out, bro. He's stealing our fucking thunder, bro. Nathan, kick him out. Kick him out. This guy's stealing our thunder, bro.
Get out of here, Nathan. Kick him out, dude.
By what you've done for yourself.
Dude, we're not hearing about success right now.
Yo, this camera guy. Yo, what's Paul? Yo, no, it's about us. My camera hustlers. Josh and Umair show.
With that being said, he taught us about hustle, and so yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Hustle and staying true to your word. So if you're gonna say something, go do it, right? And following through with it. That's the big thing we learned.
Next podcast, Issues in Society with 3C Training and Josh.
Yeah, it's basically global. It's very soon to be global. We're going to India and China and stuff.
Nice.
So, yeah, we basically do skills training, but we also do leadership and wellness. So, the leadership is just leadership talks. Okay. We also implement leadership in our workouts. And then, yeah, man. So, and then the wellness part is meditation, just mindfulness and like all that stuff goes into our workouts. So, yeah, man. Cool. So,
what do you think we learned from this one? I know what I was gonna say, but if you want to go first.
Preparation, guys. In this podcast, we took 3 hours to film this podcast, and only half an hour is up because the first hour and a half we were recording, the camera wasn't on. That was a stinger.
And that was, yeah, definitely.
And it was on God. It was straight fire. Everything Harp said that in that podcast was fire. Unfortunately, nothing of it was recovered. And to go, because we just got the new camera, we didn't have time to the preparation wasn't there. We didn't know how to use the camera, and we weren't recording.
And so, yeah, we shot, I think it was 2 to almost 3 hours, 2.5 hours, fair to say, of straight fire content. Like, this guy's a gem, but we only got half an hour of it. That was due to lack of preparation. We didn't set up on time. We set up on time, but just we didn't know the things ins and outs of the camera and the situation of how long it would take to turn off, turn on, etc. All the behind the scenes things.
So definitely we learned to be prepared and
But
kind of know what to do.
But definitely from 3Seed, we learned that leadership's important. So whatever field you're in, he trains kids on basketball, right, specifically. So he not just does skills, he does leadership and wellness too. So wellness, obviously, I think it was like meditation he was talking about to get their minds ready, as well as leadership. So you got to be a leader on the court and in your life. So that was a big thing we kind of took from there.
Also, like everything, like the whole how he was so oriented on mindset training,
right?
And how like it all goes on up here. Like obviously the out here is very important too, but if you're not clear up here, you can't be clear out here, which was pretty dope, man. Like,
it was a really good learning
honestly, guys, if you watch this podcast, you couldn't experience the podcast because the real deal was in the first hour and a half. But hopefully we're gonna sit down with him again and just redo the gold on God.
Yeah. But we would love to do that. Like, the first hour and a half, it was amazing. Yeah. It's just kind of sad we didn't get it, but it's okay.
We also learned to research our guests too, because we didn't going in. We didn't even know who he was. We didn't understand how this podcast thing works, but
right. We're just figuring it out, and we still are slowly, but we're always getting better and improving, right? So that's all we can really ask for. Nevertheless, move on to the next one. LegitCreations.
She's around. She's from Toronto. That sounds so familiar. Jesse Berard. Not sure.
LegitCreations, I think it was an eye-opening because he went through a struggle, right?
Yeah.
And he really pushed like the power of being positive to everybody, being a friend to everybody, even because you don't know what everybody's going through.
Yeah.
So pushing that message of positivity to everybody because you don't know what everybody else is going through in their life. And just being friendly, right? Being a friend to everybody, being kind, pushing that message of positivity and love, I would say. I
also learned from this podcast is, because before we didn't know Legit. We didn't know him personally. We kind of know him now, but back then we didn't. So just by seeing his Instagram, we just thought he was like, what is the word? A Surrey Jack.
A cliche Surrey Jack. That's what we thought,
bro, we thought
until we met him.
And when we met him, bro, like absolute sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Some would say he's...
total opposite of what we thought.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah.
Dude, he's a nice dude. No, dude, he's the nicest kid ever, man.
Have you met him yet?
You got to meet this dude.
Nathan, get this guy out of here.
Why is this guy out here?
Get this guy out of here. They're trying to steal our shine, man. 6-month anniversary featuring Gary Parker.
Come on, dude.
But nah, we learned not to judge a book by its cover, essentially, right? In real life.
Definitely. Super nice guy, man. Next one was AmTraining.
Ooh. AmTraining was fire, man. Like, when I'm talking about fire, I'm talking about like insightfulness to a level I've never seen before. Right? What would you say?
Dude, this guy just had so much facts and like knowledge inside his brain. Like, I felt like he was like a walking book. I felt like he was so smart and like everything. Dude, if you're watching this right now, bro, you're watching
this for sure.
For sure. Dude, you're like one of the smartest dudes I've ever met, man. When it comes to spirituality, religion, faith, like everything, and like I don't know, man. I don't know how many books you read a day. Like, it's just mind blowing, man.
The thing is, like,
and you're living and you lived it too. That's the thing. It's experience.
The key is you're insightful and you're sincere, on camera and off camera, because. Right. We even with AM, we weren't prepared. We were trying to film SFU. Everything was locked. We went to the Central Library and we sat down for an hour before we could film because we booked a room and it took an hour. He was super 100 before like we started filming, and while we were filming and after we were filming. Until now, like we talk to him like on our DMs constantly. Freaking awesome, dude.
Awesome dude, man. Like definitely opened up our eyes.
We actually got to set up a round 2, man. We got to set up a round 2.
Yeah, we got to set up a round 2 with almost everybody.
Everyone. Yeah, but.
Except for Gary.
This is Gary's round.
This is Gary's round too. With that being said, let's go on to the next one. ArnieMcFly.
ArnieMcFly was pretty lit, yo. He was our first second celebrity.
What is celebrity?
Well, local celebrity.
No.
Yeah, come on, man.
Let's just say influencer.
Local celebrity sounds cooler than
celebrity? Okay, whatever.
Local celebrity, yeah.
What does that even mean? So Arnie talked to us a bit about the behind the scenes of what it is to be a local celebrity. The work that goes into it, right?
Content creation, the networking part, and the difficulties of collaborations. How sometimes, like, he was saying how him as an artist may have a creative idea, and another artist might have a different idea. And when you come together, the ideas sometimes don't match. They could become a beautiful thing, but sometimes they don't. That's what Arnie kind of like he made us realize. We also had a good time, bro. Like, yo, I was just looking, look at this part when the food started to come in, bro. We had food, bro. This is the first time we ate during a podcast.
Yeah, man. We went to a restaurant just across the street.
Oh, yo, there's a story for this podcast, actually, guys. You want me to run it down, or you gonna run it down?
Run it down, man. Run it down, then run it up, okay?
just like with AM, bro. We were supposed to shoot here. We came here. All the classrooms are locked, and we're like, fuck. We go to Central. We call Central City. They're closed. We're like, dang. We don't want to cancel him on him because at least to me, I thought he was like a local celebrity. So I'm like, okay, we can't cancel on him. I called the Taste of Punjab restaurant in Surrey, and I'm just like,
no, we're being serious.
Yeah, I swear to God.
He called them, and then we showed up, and we're like, can we rent a table?
I'm not even fucking with you guys right now.
Yeah.
So no, this is what I said. I'm like, hello guys, we're a local media company. Well, we do filming. We'd love to come and film in your restaurant. It'd be what's it called? It'd be like, what's the word? Like good publicity for your restaurant.
Right.
Dad asked the guys like, okay, come, we'll start a table for you. We come, we see a table, and we're like, oh, a table? Can we maybe go in like the back room? I swear to God on my life.
And that's why if you guys see this podcast, the lighting wasn't the best.
It wasn't
right. So
it was in a room, but I mean, like the experience was sick. Cause then when Arnie came, he said, "Whoa, do you guys work here?" I was like, "Nah." He's like, "Nah."
Did he say that?
Yeah, I swear to God.
Interesting. Boss boy. But yeah, it was a cool experience. You know, we got to eat food, hang out with a cool celebrity.
Just kick back,
and just kick back.
We're still waiting for Malvin.
Next podcast, who was it? Jay.Sene?
Jay.Sene. Jay.Sene's a homie, guys. Earlier this year, me, Jay.Sene, and Legit actually made a little content creating skit. But Jay.Sene's a homie, bro. Let's just jump in.
What do we learn from Jay.Sene? I think we learned what it means, like obviously the title, what it means to be a content creator, but like impact too, right? Like what kind of impact do you want to have on people? So like taking them from their daily lives to see like a funny skit that he posts, right? Distracting them for 60 seconds out of their day, stuff like that.
Yeah, to make them feel better. Like that, like he had a powerful message behind his message, behind his content.
Right.
He wanted to make people feel good, which was freaking sick. Also, he was like a little businessman, dude.
Yeah, man.
He wasn't just all about content creating. He was actually about that, like that hustle life. So it's cool, and he's young and ambitious, which was like that's the whole point of getting like the Hustlers on the Hustler podcast. And it was dope. Again, we thought he was a Surrey jock because like this guy hardcore. You go on his Instagram, bro. You think I'm lying right now.
Right.
But honestly, when you meet him, super.
That just
nice
shows,
guy.
man. We can't judge a book by its cover, right? So be kind to everybody.
Everybody.
Be kind
so
to
the
everybody.
title of this, The Meaning of Life. The reason why we titled this was during Jay.Sene's podcast, we actually went live with Jay.Sene's fans. And Hundal hopped on, and Hundal was like, being a, he's like...
He's been a cool person. He challenged us. He asked us a question and said, I think he said, what is the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life? And that's why we named it that.
We're like, okay, HundalGram, you're coming on next.
And you're going to answer that next.
Answer that.
Right?
And then
I don't know if it was because I didn't know the answer. I didn't want to answer it then and there, but we're like, you know what? Great way to get him on, right?
It was what it was. But it was cool. If you guys watch the podcast, we had a few different angles. It was a cool podcast overall.
Yeah, man. We definitely learned the hustle and the behind the scenes of being a photographer, right? Mm-hmm. Charging people, getting clients, getting your network out there, getting people to know you. There's a lot of cool stuff behind it. Obviously, Paul, you can take...
Paul was there.
You take note of it, right? You were there, remember that?
Like, anyone who is in the photography game and has not made a penny yet, watch this podcast, and I'm telling you, you're going to learn something.
You'll definitely make a couple pennies after this.
At least, bro, I swear to God, guys, watch this podcast, and you'll make at least $50. He did say some key tips in there that if you actually pick up and 100%, dude. One photo shoot, like a $50 photo shoot, that's cheap, dude. Like do some fucking like some grade 12, no, like a grade 8 graduation. I don't know.
Right, you'll definitely learn how to. You'll definitely learn how to get your. You'll definitely learn how to.
Yo, you're gonna make $50, all right? Take my word for it.
Exactly.
I'm not telling you, it's free, guys. It's already up there. Like,
right.
Dang.
This one's
the
important.
The next podcast was the worst podcast ever.
With a guy named Gary Parker. It was an event.
This is by far. After we did this podcast, we lost some heat on the streets.
We lost our credibility went down. People stopped following us. They're like, "Oh, what is this crap?" Right? I'm kidding. We're kidding.
This podcast was sick, guys. I outshined Gary in my parkour tricks.
Let's pull up the clip.
Pull up the clip.
You do your little headstand.
Hey, Spawn! Bro, I don't know. You know what? I edit this. I'll just clip this all out, dude. I'll clip this all out, dude. This podcast was sick.
Yeah, it was cool. We got to learn, you know.
Honestly, I think Gary was our first. Was he our first entrepreneur? No. Technically,
No, 3Seed was. 3Seed was too.
3Seed?
Because he was doing his own thing. You know, he's doing his personal training.
But that's basketball.
That's an entrepreneur.
This is business.
Straight business. Okay. Straight business, sure. Gary Park. But Gary's not really an entrepreneur. You know Gary. Gary's just kind of like
but
Gary's
to
just
be
playing
honest,
around.
guys, like all jokes aside,
Yeah.
knowing Gary now, he's an awesome guy. But after this day, I was really this day I was moved. I'm like, fuck, this is what a real life entrepreneur is. I went to him and I was disappointed in myself, straight ass, because like Gary's like a year older than me, and the amount he's accomplished. It's like, it's not that it's a competition, but I mean, like, it really put like some perspective.
It gives you perspective on like what are you doing? What are you doing? Not saying that you're not doing anything, but like maybe work more smarter and more productive rather than being more busy. And like especially.
Hold up, let me jump in for a second.
Oh, dude, bro, you have enough clips of you, bro. We have enough clips, bro.
No, you guys see some fire, but this is the truth, man. It's not like what you're doing or like work smarter. The point is, I worked so hard, but the only difference between both of us at a different time is that I woke up at like 4 a.m. You know what I mean? And if you wake up at 4 a.m. and you woke up at 8 during the times in your life, check this out. If I did all the mistakes you're gonna make between 4 and 8, by the time at 8, I'm already ready to just start doing it because I made all my mistakes between 4 and 8. But what just happened was that you woke up at 8 and you made the same mistakes I made from 4 to 8, but you ended up starting at 12. And that consistency over like a month, imagine every day.
What about 12 to 4?
Not
12 p.m. to 4 a.m. It's the same thing, right?
Well, the point is, I didn't go to bed.
Yo, on God, my guy Gary's on 1 hour of sleep right now.
Yeah, dude. On his story last night, he posted 2:29
And guess what,
a.m.
Gary? Guess what, Gary? Challenge accepted, buddy.
Don't worry about waking up if you don't go to sleep.
Today I'm only sleeping for 20 minutes, guys. I'm hustling for the rest of my life, guys. 20 minutes of sleep per day.
So this podcast was with Chris Roche, right?
Chris Roche.
Chris Roche.
Roche. No, Roche.
I don't think Roche is appropriate.
You know what a Roche is, guys?
No, that's appropriate. Yeah, what did we learn from Chris?
Something new. I like it out here. I think it's a brand new.
Okay, what did we learn from Chris? So the reason why Chris is actually my roommate. Shout out to you, Chris, if you're watching this. I know you are, dude. Chris is my roommate. He's in sales. He's been killing it this year. Oh, fuck this guy.
Dude. This guy won't ever leave us alone, man. This guy won't leave us alone. Lock him out, eh?
No more Gary.
No more Gary out here, guys. No more Gary. Welcome back to the Vancouver Hustlers podcast with your hosts, the one and only Umair Khan and Joshua Dara. So pretty much, yeah. So with Chris Roche, what we
Roche. On God, it's Chris Roche, dude.
Chris Roche. Is it really?
Or it's actually Roche, to be honest.
That's what I said. Anyways, Chris, he's originally from Newfoundland. He moved out here. When did he move out here?
About 2 years ago.
2 years ago. He's in sales, entrepreneur. B2B sales.
Yeah, B2B
pretty much.
sales, and to be honest, it was so dope. Like, I feel like everything in life lined up. When I moved to BC, I first moved in with these guys. Crazy party guys. Scared the shit out of me. I swear to God. But then I got to know them, and then they're pretty cool. Then I met Josh, and everything lined up. The business aspect of my roommates, and then the business aspect of me and Josh. Like, it's just everything, like God just lined everything up for us.
Yeah. And so everything lined up, and like, he pretty much talked about what it is to be a businessman, how to get into sales, how to make a sale, how people think it's like salespeople are sleazy trying to sell you stuff when it's just helping a person. Pretty much all that cliche stuff about sales, and it's really cool. We really appreciate Chris coming out, and if you guys want to check it out, and if you guys want to be an entrepreneur, get into sales, market yourself, really check out the podcast with Chris. You'll get a ton of value. With that being said, let's go on to our next one with Qazi.
So Qazi's a local podcaster.
Fellow podcaster from Abbotsford.
Yeah. So she's not in Surrey or Vancouver.
Right.
But the reason why we called her out was she actually was running a dope podcast. And we just want to get some other cool podcasters out here and just
it's
see
never
what
about
it's like.
exactly. It's never about the competition. Like, okay, this person's doing a podcast or they're doing one. Like, we can't go hang out and be friends. Of course we can. You know, and we're always gonna learn from each other, right? So I think it was just kind of like a breath of fresh air. To what it feels like to be a podcaster.
Even
right?
with Rap Gods, right? It's like the reason why we reached out to these podcasters is we want to see what they're doing and we want to show them what we're doing. And it was just beautiful, like the way it lined up. Qazi was awesome. Most of the podcast was just talking about, I guess,
her and her upbringing, her story growing up, related to why she started doing a podcast, things that are going and events going on in your life. So if you guys want kind of like a laid back kind of podcast to listen to, where it's not too like in your face, hustle, motivation, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, this one was more chill.
It's more chill,
like
laid
we're just
back.
talking about like pop culture, movies, and all that.
It was more of like a kickback, right? Like your favorite word, kickback.
Kickback.
Awesome.
I love that word, kickback, dude.
Let's go to the next one.
You
Rap
just kick
Gods.
back on a beach with the Rona, you know?
Right.
Can't go wrong.
No,
Definitely.
you need to be unimpaired, boys.
With your laptop, dude, you know?
Ronan laptop?
Yeah.
That must be the laptop you're talking about. Yeah.
Right.
It's his nickname, Rona.
This next one was with the Rap Gods. This is same kind of vibe. Just laid back.
Laid back. Again, pop culture theme. We were trying to switch things up because we kept it so like business. So we're like, let's just get some other podcasters and just talk about podcasting.
Yeah, it was really cool to hear their side of like what it means to be a podcaster and talk about, like you said, pop culture, music, stuff going on in the news, a lot of modern day stuff that are going on. So it's kind of cool.
We
more of a laid back podcast.
We actually, I'm just reading the
Kickback,
right now.
Kickback podcast.
It's Kickback, but like we just intrigued Randy. We actually poked at him by talking about Black Panther. Super hilarious.
Oh yeah, we dived in deep, dude. Randy did not like the ratings of that movie. What did it get? If anybody watched Black Panther, 97%. This guy was losing his mind, bro. If you guys want to see a funny podcast about somebody losing their mind over that movie, this guy blew his fucking mind, dude.
His mind.
Like, but that was a good one.
That was a good one.
That was good. With that being said, let's go on to the next one. Simi,
man. Simi's such a sweetheart again.
amazing
so
girl.
Nice, man.
Such a beautiful voice too.
Honestly, guys, like Simi's podcast made me realize that I'm like mature now. Like dead ass. Like to be honest, like she was talking about how when she was a kid she'd cry a lot and how the kids would they would not bully her, but they always pick at her and stuff. And the teachers knew she was like crying kid. And it gave me perspective because like growing up, I was never that kid. But I mean like it was so annoying when that one kid would always cry, and to know the perspective behind it, right?
Right.
Where it's like I'm like, oh shit, that's why. Because Simi said she had anxiety from her mom. Like she didn't want to leave her mom, so that's what would make her upset.
And and she really dived in deep, and also. And that tied it into her singing. So like her doing her first event when she was like really young. And then up until now, up until doing free singing events for like charity or like hospitals and being like really humble and sincere and not taking anything, you know. She's a super sweetheart, super nice girl.
Super nice.
If you want to watch a super nice girl on our podcast, and if you're into singing too or music, definitely check this one out.
Music.
You won't regret
she was
it.
our first live singer on our podcast.
First live singer, and she was amazing. She did really good.
Someone forgot about Qazi. Qazi was our first female guest.
Yeah.
So I don't know why. We just had all of our guests were guys, and she was the first female.
And then it went to Simi, and then we had a couple other ones.
And a couple other ones after that, but shout out to
still got
Qazi
upload.
and Simi too. You're out there.
This next one was with Sunil.
Sunil Prasad.
Sunil Prasad. I can't say anything because I wasn't there, but I can get my take.
The cool thing is Josh edited all of Sunil Prasad, so you know a fair bit about what went down. What would you say? What did you learn from watching that podcast as just a viewer?
Yeah. So what was his thing?
What was his?
Was he mortgage broker?
Mortgage broker
/ private lender. Mortgage broker / private lender with his own company. Like my take on it, like I wasn't there. Unfortunately, I couldn't come. And they shot it in his office. But yeah, it was cool because, you know, he talked about the business side, especially because he's from an older generation compared to how we're living now, all young kids, right? In their 20s, late teens, whatever. He really talked about what it takes to be a business person, to be an entrepreneur, the hard work, the hours that nobody really sees and talks about. Yeah. But obviously Gary loves, you know, flowing about and
listen, that's overrated. Get some sleep.
See, there you go.
Sleep. If you got something to do, sleep.
That's enough of Gary.
That's enough of Gary. I didn't mean to get him into it.
Don't complain. If you sleep, you got no right to complain.
Dang.
30-minute challenge accepted.
30.
Accepted. What I learned from Sunil Prasad. To be honest, like it was cool because he was our first adult guest, right? For second. No, first like he was the oldest.
And I also one thing I also learned. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
One thing I also learned was Umair did a really good job. Like I wasn't there, and obviously he was really nervous, and you'd obviously be nervous because you're. And I never told you this, dude, but yeah, you did a great job, man.
Thanks, dude. To be honest, I feel like I did a bad job, man. I was so nervous because usually like this is the best part about Josh and me. It's like every time I'm running out of questions, Josh has got the like he holds a pod down. Every time he runs out of question, I hold the pod.
Sort
down.
of like, you know what, Umair, I see you're falling down a path. You know, you're running out of questions, running dry.
You know?
I put my hand out there, and
it's like
let's
you know,
go,
like
buddy.
I'm like Kobe
You know?
and he's my Shaq.
I help you up, right? There you go. But yeah, we have a cool connection. You know, the telepathy is really strong there. But yeah, no, you did a great job, man. I wanted to say that, especially being alone. I don't know if I would have handled it the same. What did you learn from Sunil?
What I learned from Sunil, one, relationships can't get in the way if you don't set your boundaries.
Boundaries, that's it. I love that. I love that.
Okay, don't record it. Don't record it. Don't record it.
Real talk. That was real. On non-negotiables.
Yeah. Oh, you watched it.
Right.
So,
Non-negotiable.
non-negotiable.
One also
is
thing
key.
we learned, whether we want to keep this in or not, is sometimes you can't always be working like 2, 3, 4 hours. Sometimes you got to go take a break and refresh again, as Sunil would say.
Yep.
So yeah.
Also, yeah, like that. Just take some time off and relax. Also, guys, Paul was there, so let's see what Paul learned.
Paul, what did you learn, Paul?
Well, I mean, like, you know, when the business is booming, you know, you add, like, he's like, I remember him telling you that, you know, you can add, like, an extra, if your business can afford it, you can add an extra person. It's not bad to have extra help, external help from other people. That's why he hired Dylan, and then he was, like, his cameraman and his, like, photography man, right?
To showcase his life.
Yeah,
right?
showcasing
Vlogging
his life,
and stuff.
vlogging, all that stuff. So, I mean, like, I learned from that, and he was like, it's pretty good, so, yeah.
And that's P Talks from Paul.
P-Talks, that's good.
P-Talks from Paul.
Don't brand us P-Talks, man.
No, just P Talks from Paul. Just
P talks, dude.
P-Talks, bro.
You know, like you're in the forest, dude. And you got P talks with your homies.
You're not gonna work for that.
P talks.
So yeah, that was Sunil. Let's move on to the next one. Next podcast was with Jay.Sene, Lighton. Jay.Sene is currently training in MMA. He pretty much talked to us about his story of going from overweight, the challenges he faced, you know, eating a lot every day, playing video games, not wanting to work out or doing anything physical, and dealing with bullying and people telling him a bunch of rude comments in regards to his weight and who he was and how he looked and how that affected him mentally. So I think that was really important, getting another perspective from that, right?
Yeah, dude. Also, like, it would suck because when he was trying to lose weight, since the bullying got so bad, he literally starved himself.
And that's a big factor too. He'd work long hours at a construction job and he would starve himself, especially because of the comments. And it obviously gets to your head.
It does.
Right?
It's a bummer.
Because everybody takes everything mental, right? So it's definitely, man, like everything's a mental game. If you don't have it like well up here, it's hard. Especially when people are not giving you the right kind of advice or the right kind of energy or vibes. Especially your inner circle or just anybody you're around, it messes with you big time, right?
Yeah.
So we learned a lot from that. And he's currently training to fight MMA, so check him out for that. If you guys are into fighting too, or anything to do with diet, weight loss, or anything like that, definitely check out that podcast. The next one?
Next one. So, Raman Bains, yo. Raman Bains is a nasty singer, yo. Like, he came on and blew us away. It was actually hilarious because we were talking in the podcast and we didn't ask him. We indirectly asked him like if he would sing, and he said how like he usually doesn't sing in situations like this. And then towards the end of the podcast, we're like, when we're done recording, we're like, yo, dude, would you sing if we asked you? Like, of course, dude. And he sang for us, freaking pitch perfect.
On the spot, he was really good.
Pitch perfect, guys.
Really good. He hit those notes nice.
Like, watch it. We posted on our Instagram. It says live music. There's only 2 so far. He's also inside of our top banner. What's that thing called?
Our stories. So
you can check him out there. And he's also somewhere, if you go through our feed, he shouldn't be too far about from this video. Oh, this is on YouTube. But you'll find it. It's on our feed. Amazing singer. We just learned from him production and how he has a strong team behind him. A bunch of councilmen and councilwomen that everything that he does has to go through them first. Which kind of like the power of a mastermind, right? Like when you have all those people around you and they help you guide you to make certain decisions, which is key.
Especially with that being said, his dad was kind of in that circle too, because his dad loved music, but he didn't follow that passion, but he portrayed it onto his son, and he started his son really at an early age, and how his dad still loves music and he never lost his passion for it. Obviously, he has to provide for his family, but how he carried that on with his son Raman, and how that kind of plays effect in his life, and how he moves forward, and how he does everything for his father. So I think that's a big thing for sure.
Yeah, it is, man. It was nuts.
So
the cool thing was how his dad would, when his mom was pregnant with Raman, his dad would sing to his mother while pregnant with Raman, and Raman thinks that might have helped him with the singing abilities,
which is really cool.
Which is interesting because he never had any formal singing training before.
So, and if you really think about that, like, that's really cool.
It is cool,
right? So, and then those are all the podcasts that are uploaded to our YouTube channel. We still have a lot more that we shot, and we're still uploading.
But before we go on to this upcoming list, let's just reflect, bro.
6 months.
Yeah.
It's been fun, you know, and we're just starting too, right? We haven't even done anything. We're just starting, but it's just a.
Some credit. You've done something.
Yeah. No.
Consistent.
Exactly. It's just not an
easy thing.
For sure. Like, it's a surreal moment because it feels good because, you know, we started off 6 months ago and we weren't posting that much and we weren't really reaching out to people and networking and being consistent with it. So to see
but give us credit, dude.
We starting out, and then
we started out posting 2-3 posts a day.
Right, and then we kind of slowed down for a bit, and then we picked it back up after a couple weeks, and we really took it serious, and it just shows, not that we have a big audience or anything, but everybody that does watch us, we really do care and appreciate for you guys, and we value you guys. So if you guys have any questions or anything, please let us know.
We have 17 podcasts.
We shot one today.
Yeah, including today's 17 podcast film to release.
And we still have 20 uploaded, so that's or 19 uploads. So that's 36.
36.
And we're still shooting a bunch more. We still have a bunch more.
So it's like 6 months went by amazing, guys. It's just how we could transition our next 6 months. Some upcoming people just some quick highlights is Sam Park, super dope. I think
buddy of Gary's.
Brother of mine.
Sam Park is super cool. We had him on, amazing podcast with him.
Rachel.
Jeremy, man.
Jeremy was amazing.
Jeremy, another brother of mine.
Jeremy was amazing. He was spitting straight facts. A lot of nuggets.
Honestly, Jeremy was one of those podcasts where I went home and I was shook. I was shaking, bro.
He lost himself in the podcast, so I had to start taking over and start asking him questions. Like, dude, it was cool.
On God, Jeremy, Jeremy, you watch this. Much love to you, dude.
Yeah, man.
I just went home and we
love everybody.
We love everyone, but Jeremy literally gave us his time, bro. We chatted up with him for an hour before we even started filming. Then after the podcast, which was an hour and 15 minutes, we sat down for another hour or 2 hours. Just
talking, 2 hours at least. 2 hours
talking.
At least.
Jeremy gave us so much value. Thank you, bro. Much love to you, brother. I hope you're watching this, dude.
Dude, we really gotta film that extra 2 hours behind the scenes. He's watching. We appreciate you, Jeremy. We appreciate everybody else, but Jeremy.
But no, Jeremy. Sorry. Every guest that came on, much love except for Gary. But but Jeremy, thank you for your time, man. It's just we love you, dude. Another big guest is gonna be the Wise Barber, man. You're freaking awesome, Shivi. Dude, much love to you, bro. Big things coming soon. I know you're in the works of something big. I'm not gonna spoil it, but
who else?
We got Inder. Inder's pretty sick, guys. Check out his
starting his movie. What's it called?
Monster.
That's what it's called. Monster 2019.
Monster, and then guys, and then Zach, dude.
Zach was cool.
300,000 YouTube subscribers, dude. That's no joke.
That's crazy, man. No joke. And the fact that he goes and hangs out with the biggest YouTubers on YouTube in LA every month.
Yet he's super humble. He comes down to rock for the Vancouver Hustlers.
Exactly.
Respect, brother.
Who else? There is Ivan was a super nice guest.
There's tons. There's tons Rachel. Coming. There's some that we don't even have on this list open in front of us right now. Today's podcast was sick. The one with
we just shot one today with Stanley. He runs a company called Truth Media Incorporations.
Just hella good vibes, guys. 6 months just passed, guys. Now a lot more to go. If you support us this far, there's way more to go. So
this is just the beginning.
With your friends, the beginning. All right, guys. So it means so much if you hit us a like, hit us a comment.
Share with your friends. Tell other people about us.
How many podcasts we have up right now? 19.
19. 16 more to go.
19 podcasts up, guys. 16 more to go. It takes a lot of time to edit these and record them and schedule out the guests. So please show your support. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, follow on all of our platforms. And guys, and share with someone that could benefit from this. Thanks so much for listening, guys. This is Vancouver Hustlers.
Peace.
I want
Yeah, here we come.
Some kind of.
Here we come. Here we come.